Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Well, folks, we are just days away from the presidential election, and one of the biggest things on a lot of people's minds is the integrity of the results. Now, here at Infowars.com, we've been all over this, especially the electronic voting machines, whether it be Hart, Diebold, or Smartmatic. We've been looking at who's affiliated with these companies, where they're being used in this election. And in a recent development, folks, now I've been to Smartmatic's website before. I've covered it on the nightly news even, but they have made a change to their website. Look at some of the claims that Smartmatic is now making on their website. This is surely in response to us and people like you. Facts about Smartmatic, because transparency is at the core of what we do. It is important the facts about us are well known, our origins, and our work powering elections around the world. Now, if they were really for transparent elections, I think it's easy, paper ballots. But that's not what Smartmatic does. They have gone as far as to clarify that George Soros does not have or has never had any ownership or stake in Smartmatic, and they even mention his ties with Chairman Lord Mark Malloch Brown, very close ties with George Soros, runs the Smartmatic machines. Of course, Smartmatic just says he's highly respected. This is a highly respected global figure. It's kind of like when CNN says James O'Keefe is discredited. They just throw these adjectives out there to confuse the general public and act like they're really on the lookout for their best interests. Smartmatic claims it will not be deploying its technology in any U.S. county in the 2016 presidential election. Now, this is very important because I've had people sending me pictures of what they claim is Smartmatic machines at voting places. Now, I cannot clarify whether these are real or not, but that's something that we ask you, the Info Warrior, to help us keep an eye on. Smartmatic claims they are not being used in this election. Let's keep an eye out for that, but they do deny any ties to George Soros. However, they do claim this, and this is why we can't trust them, that they have handled more than 3.7 billion votes without a single discrepancy. That is not true, folks. Here's one story. U.S. investigates voting machines Venezuela ties. The federal government is investigating the takeover last year of a leading American manufacturer of electronic voting systems by a small software company that has been linked to leftist Venezuelan government of, that'd be Hugo Chavez, the former president, or I'm sorry, the communist president of Venezuela. So there have been discrepancies, Smartmatic. So right there, you lied. Why don't I believe you're telling the truth about the rest of those claims? But we'll find out. Just days away from the election. This is very important. Now, I bring in Margaret Howell to the studio. Now, you have been following a weird thing going on where what appears people are preparing to announce a Hillary Clinton victory here.
Well, okay. So, Owen, we know she's diabolical. We know that she is shameless. We also know that our news director, nightly news director, Rob Dew, was at Alex's house last night. They uncovered this massive story. We're going to be bringing you more of this tonight. These pre-programmed graphics that have been ordered up from a company that every major network is using. They have Hillary Clinton winning by just over 1 million votes, eking through, and they've already plugged in the numbers. And it looks like, this backs up everything that Bev Harris has said, who is a Democrat, by the way, election fraud expert. She said Hillary's going to steal it, and here's how. Then she goes into fractional tabulation. We're going to be bringing you guys more on that. But it's amazing to look at this. Trump knew the system was rigged. He's been saying it in stops in Missouri, Ohio, Pennsylvania. And we want to show you how they're doing it and producing these clearly fake results. People are coming out and saying, no, they're just tests. It's just a test. It's not a test. The way that this looks, they're producing the election results, and it's not a quote test. And basically, you decide nothing, that they already have this lockdown for her with the numbers on the page already. That's the way it looks.
And it's, I mean, it's normal to prepare for things and use graphics like this, but to have the results already planned out, that takes an extra level that typically I don't think that they go to those lengths.
You think? They look at, now they haven't looked at, so just one example that I found, Wisconsin, major swing state, and supporters of Trump, they're passing around voting totals, early voting totals, that purport to show Trump with a lead, actually. They don't have Wisconsin in the bag for Trump. Trump's clearly leading in Wisconsin in the early voting exit polls that we're looking at. this pre-programmed graphic has her eking past with a number of percentage points. So it just goes to show you how corrupt this is, multi-level. You couple that with the fractional tabulation, we have a system that pretty much looks like what Trump is saying it is. It's rigged, folks.
Well, we have record voter turnout expected. Let's see if they try to rig this election.
My fellow Americans, my fellow humans on planet Earth, there is an epic, legendary awakening of nationalism and populism happening from the Brexit to the Donald Trump phenomenon to Russia pulling out of the New World Order and arresting the bankster oligarchs. Humanity's will for self-determination and freedom is expressing itself. The great classical liberalisms of Thomas Jefferson and Francis Bacon are reawakening right now. And it's because of the historical times we live in that Infowars is going to embark on an unprecedented 52-hour broadcast. We've done 24-hour broadcasts before, but we've never gone 52 hours. This Monday, from 11 a.m. Central, right through Tuesday, right into Wednesday, when the Wednesday show ends at 3 p.m. Central, we will broadcast for an unprecedented, legendary, over-the-top 52 hours live. The second great awakening is taking place. We are in the dawn of a new era of renaissance, of rediscovery and human liberty. Donald Trump, the Brexit, Infowars, Matt Drudge, Breitbart, WorldNet Daily, and so many others are only one small manifestation in the fire of liberty that is now exploding across the globe. You can see it in the news. You can feel it. You can witness it on the street. History's happening. They always say this election is the most important in our lifetimes, and we laugh it off. I wouldn't even get involved in past elections because they were so clearly frauds. This one's the big kahuna. A clear demarcation line, a crossroads between nationalism and tyranny, between Americanism and globalism. That's why we're doing this one time and one time only, because history's happening. A 52-hour live transmission kicking off Monday, November 7th, 2016 at 11 a.m., running right through Election Day the 8th, into the night at 3 p.m. and quite frankly beyond. It's historical, and it's part of overthrowing the dinosaur media, not just overthrowing the two-party corrupt system. I want to see 10 million viewers tune in over the 50-plus hours, and that's where you come in. You are the heart and blood of the InfoWar. If you spread the link to Infowars.com/show and point out that this is the alternative new media, this is the rebellion, this is the modern Paul Revere operation, then all of you are riding right beside us, not behind us. So spread the word, my Paul Reveres, no matter where you live in the world. To information warfare arms, the globalists are coming, and they will be met on the field. Infowars.com, powered by 1776.